Hello, Boring Review Nation. Gabe,
Nick,
and we are here today to bring you another song reaction, fresh off the presses. We're going to be doing a little Queen, a little Freddie Mercury. You know, let me ask you a question.
Freddie.
I know he's like the most iconic person and in that band, but have you listened to any of their music after they passed? Because I was talking to a colleague of mine, and did you know?
Any.
No, they had a tour here in
No, they tour, but I don't know if they have any new material.
Or maybe it wasn't new, but they had a tour here, and is Adam Lambert
Lambert,
like fills in for Freddie Mercury, and they're like, bro, they still slay. And I was like, really? He's
Adam
like, bro,
Lambert is a great addition for them. He's not gonna be Freddie Mercury, but it works.
Right. And
I haven't seen him live, but I've seen him perform, YouTube, TV many times, and it's a great combo. I'm not sure if they're still touring together. I'm not sure.
They were at MGM. It was pre-pandemic, so
yeah.
And I mean that sounds like it was
ago.
so it was a few years ago. But they were like, "Oh, bro, Queen, they still slay." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "I thought that Freddie Mercury died." It's like, "Yeah, they got to replace Adam Lambert, and bro, he can hit the notes like Freddie Mercury." I was like, "Really?" It's like, dude, they crush it.
Yeah, he's good.
Right now, we've got what's called the Sphere here in Las Vegas, guys, and all these big bands are lining up to like play the Sphere. The prices are astronomical. But I'm like with Nick, when Metallica comes, we have to dig into the 401k or the coffers to go see Metallica. Bro, the tickets for U2 when they opened it, nosebleed tickets were $500. It was insane. But if you look up a Sphere in Las Vegas, you'll see what the venue is. It's a giant sphere with all these like LED televisions, and I mean they can change the whole thing, and like literally the concert's playing all around you while you're sitting. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's going to be an experience. So I would venture to say that, U2 opened it up, but there's going to be a lot of big bands coming. I hope that, Metallica tickets are a lot cheaper when they come here. But it would be cool to also see this band here. Like, I mean, Queen, even though it's Adam Lambert, to still see them perform, they're an iconic band. They're probably one of my favorite bands that you've introduced me to, British bands. With the example, I like what's the guy with the short hat or whatever? It's not Rolling Stones. AC/DC, they're pretty cool too.
Yeah.
They are British as well, right?
I'm thinking, I thought he was Australian, but I don't know. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
I'm an American. What can I say? So we're going to check out this song, I Want to Break Free. And I'm pretty confident that you're going to recognize it once you hear it, but he's not familiar with it right now just from its title. Great song. Don't need to say anything else about it. If you like our reaction way, please don't forget to
like and subscribe.
And I want you to let me know. You'll know pretty soon if you know the song or not. If you recognize it.
I usually do.
And let us know what else you want us to check out. We love when we get requests.
In 3, 2.
It's taking its sweet time. There we go. Once it gets going. I have not seen this video before.
Is it just me, or does this video look low budget? That's just a weird thing, but that looked, I was like, what was that? That's like, or maybe it's just that, that's an old vacuum cleaner, man.
No, it's Freddie Mercury. Gosh.
I want to break free.
You recognize that?
Wow. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free. God knows.
Oh my gosh.
God knows I want to break free. I've fallen in love. God
sorry for pausing it, but I just can't get over how good of a job Rami Malek did playing this guy, because you watch him, the more we watch him, I don't really watch these music videos when I was a kid. He like got so many things right about his mannerisms, about just the way he moves and he performs, the way he looks. Like, it's just crazy how good of a job he did.
And you know what's crazy? Now going back to the beginning of this video when we were, I can't imagine. I don't care how good Adam Lambert is. Like, I'm sorry, Queen to me doesn't work without Freddie Mercury.
Oh my gosh.
His voice is so iconic. But you know who he reminds me of? And this is gonna be blasphemous because he obviously Freddie Mercury was before Shawn Michaels. But he reminds me of Shawn Michaels from WWF. He's just a showstopper. He is the main event. And your eyes just gravitate to him no matter what he's doing, no matter what he's wearing. Like, he's got the wig and the skirt on beginning. Like, he just exudes coolness, dude. You know what I mean? Like, nothing against Adam Lambert, but I don't...
star quality.
Yeah, he's a star. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think Adam Lambert can pull that off. So, but people were telling me supposedly that the Queen tour with Adam Lambert was great and he was great replacement for Freddie Mercury.
He is a performer, though.
Who, Adam Lambert?
Yeah,
I don't even know who he is, dude.
So he got started. This is when Joey and I used to watch American Idol. He got started in American Idol. And this was before he came out. And so he wasn't like the way he is right now, where he's more free to be himself and all this kind of stuff. And I wouldn't go as far as to say he's flamboyant, but he definitely has his own style, kind of like Freddie Mercury had.
Right.
So he's not Freddie Mercury. He never tried to be Freddie Mercury, but it just kind of made sense because he's also a free, speaking of this title, performer, and he's not afraid to put on the makeup or the rhinestones or this or that or not wearing that kind of stuff.
Just very flamboyant.
But he's also a very, very good performer, and he's so entertaining.
But here's what I'm
not
gonna
going to
say.
be Freddie Mercury because nobody is, but
even like the costumes and the getup and here's the thing. My father-in-law's a big Elton John fan too, and Elton John was here in Vegas, bro. He sold out Allegiant Stadium 3 nights in a row, bro. I mean, he's a huge star, and I all I know about Elton John is Rocket Man because it was on.
That's all you know?
I'm not an Elton John fan. But Rocket Man because it was on Big Bang Theory, right? That was Howard's thing. Rocket Man from Thing, the Elton John song. But Elton John, to me, isn't, even though he's got the mannerism, he's not Freddie Mercury. I mean, bro, Freddie Mercury's a star. He's just the kind of guy, he's so flamboyant. Flamboyant is the right word. He's just like, bro, the epitome of cool.
Okay, so that's what we got to move on to next, because Elton John, oh my gosh. I've got to think about this carefully. Is he bigger and better than Freddie Mercury? He doesn't move around. I mean, he did when he was younger days, but obviously when he got older, he doesn't move around the way Freddie Mercury did. But I mean, just playing the piano, which Freddie Mercury also can do, singing, and it's crazy because Elton John, it's so interesting. Elton John wrote the music, and then his writing partner wrote the words. And so when he's singing, he sings in a way where it's so believable that those are like his words that he wrote down, but it's actually his music he wrote down and his writing partner that did the words or whatever. But, oh man, it's really, really close. And I know Elton John's lived longer, he's been around longer, but he is an icon as well. I don't know if I can quite willy-nilly say, oh yeah, Freddie Mercury's better. We got to get you listening to some Elton John songs because he has dozens of them as well.
Interesting.
Anyways, let's get back
Sorry to go off on that tangent, but it's just, he is a star. And I couldn't put I mean, not Elton John. I mean, Freddie Mercury's just a showstopper.
Elton John's a star too.
You got the elf ears there. Or the...
See, this is kind of art that I don't understand.
Neither do I.
Makes you think of like a dark crystal or something. Catch him! Don't let him fall! No way, they're just turning around.
That's pretty cool.
But life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. I don't want to live alone. Hey, God knows, got to make it my own. So baby, can't you see? I've got to break free. I've got to break free. I want to break free. Yeah. I want to break
It is going to be an addict, my friend. Before you ask, like, bro, I was just
Absolutely.
like captivated, and that's what it is. You know, somebody once told me, in our professions as educators, it doesn't matter as far as how well you. I mean, you want to know the content, because if the kids aren't listening to you, they're not learning, right? And one of the things is that teaching is a performance art, right? You've got to be captivating, you got to be engaging and interesting in order for the kids to actually pay attention to your lessons.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like, I even forgot to do the whole added thing, because whenever you play a Queen, I think there's maybe one that you played that I didn't really like, but for the most part, everything else is just like, you can't take your eyes off him, and he's so, I don't know, man, entertaining, engaging. Like, he was just, I mean, such a huge star. That's what I said. I can't imagine the band working without him, even though people say he did. And again, I remember the "We Will Rock You." Didn't know it was him. I didn't, or him, but Queen. I didn't know all those iconic songs that I did know from movies or whatever. I didn't know they were Queen songs. You know what I mean? The only Queen song I knew was Bohemian Rhapsody, and that was because of the movie Wayne's World or whatever. But when you told me all this other stuff and you introduced, like, oh wow, that's Queen, that's Queen, that's Queen. Like, holy cow! I mean, they have so many hits. I don't know, man. For any band to be bigger than them, that's got to be a tough. As you would say, a tough haul there, a tough sledding. It's a tall task, my friend.
Tall task, big ask, absolutely. But man, yeah, that was fantastic. I love, obviously, the main line there. I want to break free. I just love the way he kind of, like, his cadence with that, because I would never have thought about it in a million years. I want to break free. Like, the way he says it is just iconic. The rest of the song is awesome. I honestly, as I'm listening to that, I'm not sure if I've ever listened to the entire song before. Yeah. I think maybe I assumed I've heard this because I've heard that part in so many different things, commercials, this or that. But it was cool to listen to the entire song. If I have heard it, it's been a long, long time. Never seen that video before, so that was quite interesting. But I'm still thinking about the Elton John thing. Like, you say you only know about Rocket Man. Like, you've got to know about Tiny Dancer, right?
Never heard it.
You've got it.
Dude, it's
Candle in the Wind.
No.
Oh my gosh. These are, I'm not trying to mean, these are some of the biggest songs ever written.
Who sings, again, if they were in movies, then I would know. And the only reason I know Rocket Man is because I know, I've never even heard the full Rocket Man. I just know that the Rocket Man because of Big Bang Theory, which you put me onto that show.
When did they sing Rocket Man and Big Bang Theory?
Remember when he's going to become an astronaut and he's like,
Howard.
Howard wants to be an astronaut, so he wants a nickname, a cool nickname, because they were calling him Fruit Loops or whatever.
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
And you know, it was like Rocket Man or whatever. So that was his theme song. He's like, well, if you just make it your theme song on your phone or whatever, and somebody calls you to hear it, they'll start calling you Rocket Man. He's like, oh, that'll be cool nicknames. So they end up, like, oh, was that Rocket Man? He's like, yeah, that's my favorite song. It's my theme song. And then they end up giving him, no, they were calling him something else before. I think it was
Fruit Loops.
But then, no, because that's when his mom said, Howard, your Fruit Loops already. So then they started calling her Fruit Loops. But before that, they were calling her something else. I can't remember. But in any event, like, dude, like, yeah, I mean, they just weren't in my sphere growing up and listening to hip hop. Like, this stuff, that's why I said the one thing, and I'm lying. There was another band that also made the jump commercial, and because she specifically, and I'm talking about Gwen Stefani, did collaborations with a lot of like rappers and female rappers and stuff like that in songs. I also knew who No Doubt was, right? So No Doubt, like, yeah, they were played on hip hop stations. Nirvana, for whatever reason, Smells Like Teen Spirit is one of those songs that just, yeah, it went through. Fred Durst, and I didn't even know who Fred Durst was until he made that I think he had a collab with, I think it was Method Man or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if it wasn't played on local radio, remember I grew up in New York, 80s, late 90s. Man, I wasn't buying all these CDs.
Under some rocks.
So again, I guarantee you that there were some people that weren't introduced to, the Elton Johns of the world, the
There's
Queens
no
of the
way.
world, and stuff like that.
Even Benny and the Jets being there. You have a brother named Benny. You have the Jets playing near the
I've
Giants.
heard that in the movie Benny and the Jets.
Yeah,
Who
that's
sings
Elton
that?
John.
That's okay. Benny and the Jets.
Benny and the Jets.
I've heard that in movies, and I've heard that Benny and the Jets. Didn't know who it was.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay.
Saturday Night is right for fight. I mean, there's so many good songs. Leave On, I like that song.
His head is blowing right now. Like, you don't know who John
It's
is.
just giving us some content, so we're going to be checking that out. Let us know what you thought about our reaction to this song. Let us know what you think about this song. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
He knows all things.
No.